While it's not against the law for certain group homes in Michigan to operate without a license, when you're dealing with someone who's considered legally incapacitated, experts say most people in these situations do require care in a licensed facility.
They took her dignity from her. They took everything from her.
All of these families say they never wanted a professional guardian to have control over their loved ones. Peter Clavenger says his grandmother, 80-year-old Mary Helen Plummer, had lived on her own for years. But after a family friend told the Oakland County Probate Court that Plummer was having memory loss, a judge appointed this attorney as a co-guardian. Charlene Glover Hogan is a public administrator, a lawyer appointed by Michigan's Attorney General to handle probate estates after someone dies. But several judges in Metro Detroit appoint public administrators as professional guardians for adults who are considered legally incapacitated.
That's awful.
Clavenger says he was outraged when Glover Hogan moved Plummer into this unlicensed group home in Warren, a home that was operating illegally as an adult foster care facility.
It smelled. She didn't look like her hair was brushed. She had on the same clothes every day. It was for a week.
Desperate, Plummer's family hired an attorney who took these pictures of her inside the group home.
He called Glover Hogan and said, "Did you visit?" She said no. He said, "Well, you're supposed to," and I can name several violations right off the top.
In Michigan, a group home must be licensed if the owner receives compensation for providing personal care, supervision, and protection, in addition to room and board to people who are mentally ill or disabled. Clarice Carter runs Due Season Residential Services, that unlicensed group home in Warren. State investigators from the Bureau of Licensing and Regulatory Affairs inspected the home in October and found that Carter was violating the law. Carter applied for a license 11 months ago, but refused to answer our questions about why she was operating the home before being approved by the state. The Guardian later moved Plummer to a licensed facility, but according to state records, Glover Hogan still has one ward inside the Warren group home.
So you have a document that you want to show me indicating that it's unlicensed?
Sure. This is from the state of Michigan.
I don't have anything indicating that that was the case.
Glover Hogan says based on the level of care required in Plummer's case, she did not think that a licensed home was needed.
My goal is to make sure they have a roof over their head, they have heat, they have electricity, they have water, and they have food. We all serve as public servants. It's not an easy job.
Glover Hogan says Mary Helen Plummer's family was very difficult to work with, but she says going forward, she will do more research.
So I do the best I can with what I have.
An individual that's incapacitated and needs a higher level of service, the likelihood is that type of facility would require a license.
Larry Horvath is the director of Michigan's Bureau of Community and Health Systems, which supervises the state's 4,200 licensed group homes.
So we would strongly, try to encourage the courts and educate the courts on that to make sure that those guardians and placing agencies are placing them in a proper setting.
The owner of the group home would not return our calls to comment on this story. After a legal battle this fall, Mrs. Plummer's son and cousin are now her guardians, and she's back home living with relatives. I'm Heather Catallo, 7 Action News.
All right, thank you.